everyone, and welcome back for another episode of Penmore's Make It Simple short video series. At Penmore, we're passionate about educating our clients and group members on how to make the most of their finances and save for a comfortable retirement. Today's episode is going to focus on rational investing. Emotions can play a big role in deciding how we want to invest our money, but not always in a positive way. Sometimes our emotions can lead us in the wrong direction. In today's video, we're going to explain how and why investors should learn to overcome those emotions and think rationally when making investment decisions. And it's really not difficult to understand why. You've worked really hard for the money that you've earned, and there are so many things in your life that depend on it. The roof over your head, the food on your table, the electricity that keeps your lights on, and more. So it's normal to want to be cautious with how you spend or invest your money. You might be saving for something that's important to you personally, and there are powerful emotions that come with that. Maybe you're saving to buy your first house, or to take your family on a nice vacation, or for your children's future educations. These are all things that you're emotionally invested in. So if your investments don't perform well, then those goals might begin to feel out of reach. And that's a negative emotion that we want to avoid. It can be difficult to balance the positive emotions that come with reaching your financial goals against the negative emotions that come with realizing that those goals may not be achievable. What it comes down to is that investing isn't really about the money. It's about what the money represents. Your emotions are tied to what you want to do with that money. And for that reason, making investment decisions can be an emotional experience that you can't and shouldn't take lightly. We've all heard this phrase before: buy low, sell high. It seems simple enough, right? You want to buy your investments at a low price, watch them grow in value, and then sell them for a nice profit when the price goes up. It's a simple concept to understand, but not as simple to accomplish. And that's because our emotions are often trying to interfere and convince us to behave in irrational ways. When emotional investors see their investments falling in value, they tend to panic, worrying about how much more they might lose if they don't cut their losses too quickly. And when those same emotional investors see their investments rising in value, they feel like they're on top of the world and they want to ride things out as long as possible. Sometimes emotional investors get greedy, wanting to hold on just a little longer to squeeze out just a little extra profit. But unfortunately, those positive emotions can often cloud our judgment. They can convince you to sell your investment at its lowest point, right before things turn around. Or they might convince you to hold your investments longer than you should, causing you to lose some of the profits that you've already earned. As difficult as it may seem, your best bet as an investor is usually to do the exact opposite of what your emotions are telling you. When prices are falling, disciplined investors see that as a buying opportunity to get those investments at a discount, hoping to turn a profit when prices come back up. And when prices are rising, disciplined investors look to sell their investments and lock in their profits before the market swings back the other way. Ultimately, investors who know how to overcome their emotions when making investment decisions are more likely to come out ahead in the long run. Those scenarios are examples of recency bias, a psychological bias that makes us place too much importance on recent events and less importance on historical events. In investment terms, recency bias makes investors think that recent trends in the market are going to continue going in the same direction. And while that would be really nice, experienced and disciplined investors know that investing just doesn't work that way. What we know about the financial markets, historically, is that they tend to fluctuate up and down, and they don't usually move in a straight line for very long. Those ups and downs are going to happen, even if your emotions try to tell you otherwise. To be a disciplined investor, you need to be willing to go against the grain and embrace the volatility that comes with investing. Consider the 2007-2008 financial crisis as an example. When the crisis reached its peak and stock prices of many large financial institutions began falling in value, savvy investors bought those stocks at discounted prices and made big profits when the share prices eventually recovered. If those investors had been victims of their own recency bias, they wouldn't have bought those stocks because they would have expected the prices to keep falling. Instead, Their discipline to do the opposite is what led to them making a lot of money. Humans are emotional beings, and our emotions tend to influence the decisions we make. It's part of who we are, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. But awareness is the first step to controlling and overcoming our emotional biases. And while that may sound difficult at first, you might be surprised to learn that it's something you're already doing on a daily basis. Think of some things that you've already taught yourself to do or not do despite your emotions. Food. We all know that junk food tastes great, and we also know it's not healthy to eat too much of it. Despite the positive emotions that come with eating those foods, we try to control what and how much of it we eat to avoid becoming overweight and unhealthy. Work. We'd all love to sleep in a little bit longer and not have to go to work every day, but we also know that we need to make money to support ourselves, and forcing ourselves to wake up early and go to work is how we accomplish that. Exercise. It's hard work. It makes your muscles tired and sore. But just like eating right, we exercise because we want to stay healthy and live longer. You're already controlling your emotions in these other aspects of your life. With more self-awareness, you can learn to approach investing in the same way. Yes, there will always be risks that come with investing. But if you plan for those risks properly, you can achieve your financial goals. All it takes is a little awareness and discipline. The behavior gap is a way of measuring the difference between how an investment performs and how it performs for a particular investor. An investor's returns are always going to be different because they bought and sold that investment at different times. They may have bought or sold different amounts each time, and they also paid fees for those transactions, all of which comes out of their overall return. What we want is to keep our behavior gap as small as possible. Investors can minimize the size and impact of their behavior gap by controlling their emotions and making disciplined investment decisions. When it comes to investing, timing can be crucial, and your emotions can lead you to buy or sell an investment at the wrong time. As an investor, the best way to prepare yourself is by setting realistic goals, designing a plan to achieve those goals, and then, the hardest part, sticking to the plan. Your emotions will try to change your mind, but remember the plan you designed and why you designed it that way, to achieve your financial goals. Make sure not to let your short-term emotions cost you long-term savings and happiness. Don't forget, Penmore is here to help. If you have any questions about today's video or topics you'd like to see us cover in future videos, please feel free to reach out at the coordinates you see here and let us know. Thank you for watching today's video, and we hope to see you back again for the next episode of Penmore's Make It Simple short video series.